Good morning, everyone. This is Ishani. We are going to do and cover the spark lines today. This webinar is a part of the ongoing IB Professional School webinars that we are conducting every week. And today's topic is going to be spark lines, which is a new feature that has come into Excel 2010-2013. Now, what exactly is a spark line? Spark lines are basically, if you can imagine, like a mini chart that you can put on your Excel cell. Instead of the whole Excel sheet, we can put the chart in an Excel cell. And the spark line enables you to see the trends and patterns in the data at a quick glance in a minimal space, that is right next to the data in a cell that you can put the chart. Now, the spark lines are three types. You have line spark lines, bar or columns, and the win-loss spark lines. So first of all, let's learn how to create a basic spark line. We'll start with the line spark line. Now, if you look at the data that is given to us today, we have stocks, like we have a stock of RIL, Ravens, SBI, and so forth. And we have it for various months starting from January to November. Now, on this particular data, let's say we wish to see the trend of how the stocks are doing from January to November. Now, whenever we have to do a trend, we have to look at the trend, we use the line charts. Now, if I was to make a line chart, a normal chart for all of these stocks and put it on one chart, I would not be able to understand the trend of each and every stock properly, because depending on what is the base, like for example, if you look at the second last stock, it's 130, and 130 is the minimum value over here, and on the top there is a value of 788. So if I'm going to plot a chart with so much of variation of minimum and maximum value, all my stocks might not be the way the trends are going to come up. It might not be very clear to us how the trends are for each and individual stock. So the next alternative that we might adopt is to create individual charts. Now, to create individual charts of so many stocks is going to be time taking, and then you have to put them all together in one sheet. Again, that is very much time consuming, and it is going to consume a lot of space on Excel also. So the solution to such problem is spark lines. Let's start by creating spark lines. First step is going to be, you are supposed to select the data. Make sure when you're selecting the data, you're not selecting the headers like January, February, March, or the name of the stocks. Only thing that you need to select is the value data. So I'm going to select the value data. Where do you find spark lines? It's going to be in the insert tab. You go to the insert tab. If you go to the spark lines group, there you have line, column, win-loss. So we are going to click on line. First thing it's going to ask is choose the data that you want, and we have to give the data range. Now, fortunately, since we had already selected our data and then we inserted the spark lines, the data range is already given to us, that is B6 to L16. Second thing it is going to ask is, where do we want to place the spark lines? Now, since the aim is to create spark lines for individual stocks over a period of January to November, we are going to pick all the cells next to these after the November column. So we are going to pick all the whole column. We click OK, and there we get our spark lines. So what all can we do in spark lines? If you see, once the spark lines has been selected, the spark line tools on the top get highlighted, and within the spark line tools we've got design. Now, a couple of things that you might be able to do over here is, first of all, the color. You can change the color of the spark line. You can also change the color of the spark line from this the menu over here. So let's say I'm going to change the color of the spark line to a little darker color in blue, and we can also increase the thickness of the line. Right now we are getting very fine lines. So again, going back to the spark line colors menu, we go to the downside, weight, and weight, we are going to increase the thickness of the weight. Now, also what might be good in looking at the trend or analysis is marking the high points and the low points in your spark lines. So that is again going to be done by the spark line tools over here, high point and the low point. Now you see the high point and the low point has been colored with the same color. So it might become difficult, a person who is looking at it, a user, to understand which is a high point and low point. So we might want to change the color of the high and the low point. We can go back to the marker color. Over there we have high point. Let's change the color of the high point to green color. So now we've got a spark line, little thicker, then it's not a very fine line, and the high points are denoted by the green color, the low points are denoted by the red color. So this is a basic spark line that you are going to develop. This is a line spark line. Now let's move on to the next type of spark line, which is the column spark line. So for column spark line, first of all I'm going to remove these spark lines from here. To removing the spark line, you cannot just select the data, select the spark lines and hit the delete button on your system. You have to actually select the spark lines, go to the spark line tools and then clear it. Now once it is cleared, I'm going to go back and select my entire data to develop the spark line of column. Go back to insert, columns. Again give the location of how I want to develop them and click OK. So these are spark lines which are of the chart type, column chart type. Again we can do the similar features. We can have the high point, low point or the negative point. We can color the first point and the last point. We can change the color of the column charts. We can change the color of the markers. If you're giving a high and a low marker, then again we can change the color of the marker. So this is what a column spark line look like. Now very often we get a question that can we have a combination of a line spark line and a column spark line? Definitely we can. So just to demonstrate that, I'm going to clear the spark lines. Let's say in the alternate I want a line spark line and then I want a column spark line. So I'm going to create a spark line only for the first stop and then onwards I'm going to copy paste the spark line. So let's see how it works. So I'm going to select the data only for the first spark line. Go back to my insert, spark lines, line. Pick the location as only one cell in front of the first stock. Click OK. So this is a line chart that has come up. Now I can copy this and paste it alternatively. Now if you notice, when I'm copying and pasting it in alternate, it's not that exactly the same spark line is getting copy pasted. It is picking the data corresponding to where it is being pasted. So whatever is the data on the left, the spark line is coming up based on that. So whenever you are copy pasting the spark line, it works exactly the way the formulas work in Excel when you copy paste them, as a relative position, as a relative reference. So when I'm copy pasting, it automatically picks the data on the left hand side. Now once I've inserted a line, I can go to the second cell and over here select the data for this one, go back to insert, go to the column, select the range where I want to insert, click OK. So I've got my column chart. Again similar fashion, I can copy paste it in between. Now if I click on one line chart and if I go to my design tool and edit anything in the formatting, it only gets edited for one. So if I'm going to pick more than one line chart, by pressing my control key, I can pick the multiple line charts. Once I've done that, I can group them together, and once I've grouped them, now whatever changes I make to one, I can make to all. So you can group them, and so that if you're working on one, it applies on all. So that's the benefit of grouping. Let's say we want to put the high point and the low point. So once I've grouped them, I'm only selecting one of the spark lines, and once I've done that, it automatically does the same formatting on all of them. Okay, so now let's see the third type of spark lines, which are called the win-loss. Now the way win-loss spark lines come up, they are not meant for showing you the trends at all. You cannot analyze anything in like the trend wise, but what they give is basically an answer like true and false or 0 or 1. It's like a binary answer that they provide, whether it happened or it did not happen. So I'm going to pick another set of data for showing you the win-loss. We go to the second sheet of win-loss. Over here we've got some products, product A, B, C, D all the way to I, and we've got the sales value, how much sales was done for each product from January to November. Now let's say there was a target of 2000, that of sales target of 2000 that everyone had to achieve for each product in each month. Now I want to understand in how many months did I achieve the target and in how many months I did not achieve the target by using the chart. So for such cases we are going to use a win-loss chart or win-loss spark lines. The first step is going to be, I'm going to modify the table on the top a little bit so that I can create a table that is going to be compatible to show my win-loss spark lines. The first time I'm going to do is, whatever is my target of my goal, that is 2000 that we are assuming over here, I'm going to subtract it from the entire table on the top. So I'm going to select the first cell, minus 2000. I'm going to copy this, paste it on all the cells. So this is the table. So what are we getting in this table? We are subtracting the target from it, and so anything that is meeting the target would be a positive number. Any sales which did not meet the target would be a negative number. So we are going to plot a win-loss spark line which shows met or did not meet. Like, we are going to have a axis in which we will have the bars on the top if the sales target was met, and we will have the axis at the bottom where the sales target were not met. Our data is already selected. We can go to insert, go to win-loss, same process, select the location where you want to develop the charts, click OK. This is what we get. Now we can quickly do an analysis in the sense that we know, okay, for all the 11 months, only 1 month our sales target was not met. In the 6th month, the sales target was not met for the product A. Similarly for product B, for product C, the 1st month it did not meet, and the 4th month it was 0, neither a win situation, neither a loss situation. And so this is a kind of the chart we get. We do not get the values or such, we do not see the trend of the how much sales is increasing or decreasing, but definitely we get a quick idea of, okay, whether this was my target, how many of them were met, and how many times it was not met. So this is how your win-loss spark lines look like. Now we're going to cover several scenarios which you might encounter while you're working in the industry with the data. The first scenario is going to be the missing data. Now it's not necessary whenever we get our tables we are going to get all the data in it. For example, this data that you see in front of you, I put some stocks, and let's say there we have several data missing. Like in the first stock we have web missing, in the second stock we don't have anything missing, in SBI again we have a March data missing. Now let's see, since again we are looking at the trend of how the stocks are doing, we are going to insert a line, spark line. So let's see how the spark line look like with the missing data. I'm going to select my data. Once the data is selected, again go to insert, line, select the place where you are going to put the spark lines, click OK. Now if you notice what has happened, wherever the data was missing, the spark lines have a gap in it. Now this is definitely not a very good spark line to analyze or see any kind of trend. So how do we modify such scenario? So for modifying this, first of all, let me just increase the weight a little bit more. Okay, so you see the gaps in the spark line. So how we are going to tackle this thing? Select the spark lines, go to the spark line tool design, and if you go to the very left, you'll see edit data. In edit data, we've got something called hidden and empty cells. So click on that. Now when you talk about the empty cells, you can work in 3 ways. Either the empty cells you can show as a gap, which is a default setting, which is why it is coming up like this, or you can say that the gap means a 0. However, please remember, when we are doing these trends analysis, we cannot assume it to be 0, because then if we assume it to be 0, the line is going to take a dip. So all the lines are going to dip wherever the value is missing to 0 and come back again. So that gives a wrong analysis to the other user. So what we are going to do, we are going to say connect data point with the line. So it is going to bypass those points and just connect whatever other values which we have got. So we are going to do connect data points with line, click OK, and that's how it comes up. So this is a way of handling your missing data. Next scenario that we may have is, let's say we've got this table with us. Again, we've got the stocks and we've got the months, January, February, March, April, May, June, July till November. And what my manager or my client has requested me is, I only want to look at the spark lines or the charts, and I have nothing to do with the data. So I don't want the data, hide the data and just give me the stocks and the trend lines. So let's see, okay, before hiding the columns, first step we are going to do is create the spark line. So we select the data, go to insert, go to spark lines, click on the line, select my cells where I'm supposed to populate the spark lines, click OK. Okay, these are my spark lines. Please wait a little bit. Right, and as soon as spark lines are ready, what I do is I select my data to hide it, and as soon as I hide my data, what has happened, my spark lines also disappear. So my spark lines, if the data from which they are being created gets hidden, the spark lines do not exist in your Excel anymore. So how do we go about it? So we're going to select our spark lines, the spark line tools on the top get highlighted, and again we're going to go to the extreme left, go to edit data, go to hidden and empty cells, and over here we've got show data in the hidden rows of the column. Check mark over here, click OK, and once you do that, your spark lines are back. So we need to just change a little bit in this setting so that we can handle hiding the data and still getting the spark lines which are associated with the data. Okay, third very common thing that comes up when you're doing event charts is, I want to put a reference line in my chart. Let's say I'm making sales in the 11 months. I want to put a reference line which says this was my target and so many sales were above the target and so many sales were below the target. So we want to put a reference line in our data. I'm going to pick again the similar data that I picked for win-loss. So I've got products A, B, C, D till I, and I've got the sales value from Jan to November. My target sales is 2000. So similar thing that we did for our win-loss, we are going to change this table. We are going to say, okay, the January sales is 2088 minus whatever the target sale is. We are going to fix the target sale, copy and paste it for the entire table. Once we have done this, we're going to go to insert, line, select the cells where you want the spark lines, click OK. Okay, these are the spark lines. Now how are we going to put the reference line? Now first of all, the things to understand in spark lines is, it is not showing any axis till you ask it to. Second thing that you have to understand is, each and every spark line has its own vertical axis, because if I plot it on a common vertical axis which I can tell the spark line to do, some of the spark lines might become very flat. Let's try and do this. How are we going to plot all these spark lines on one common axis? So you select the spark lines, go to spark line tools, design, then on the right you will see axis. The horizontal axis is general, but the vertical axis, it has already by default selected automatic for each spark line. If I click for same for each spark line, now it has got a common axis. Minimum value has been selected. So if I also go and do it for the same thing for the maximum value, you see certain spark lines moved a little bit. So either we can have individual axis for each spark line, or we can make common axis for each spark line. Now in our case, it does not make too much difference because of the kind of values. However, in the cases where you have a huge difference between one of the values versus the other value, so minimum and maximum might be because of the highest value and minimum might be because of the lowest value in the entire table, which may not be very suitable for individual spark lines. I'm going to bring it back to automatic, And now what we are doing is, I want to plot a reference line or a target line. For that, we are going to go to the horizontal axis options and say show axis. Once you click on show axis, this is how it's going to come up. So we've got a spark line, and the black line which I had plotted by using show axis shows you the target line. So over here we can see how many times we were above our target and how many times we went below our target. What are the sales which went below the target? So this is how we're going to plot our spark lines with reference line in between. Okay, the last thing that we have to cover for today's webinar is the dates. Now when we are dealing with the dates, let's see how the spark lines behave. Again, I've got on various dates, let's say we've got various products and we are doing a certain sales, and we want to find the total sales of that we made on each day. So I've plotted a column, I've put a column where I'm doing a sum of all the sales from product A to product I, from B3 to J3, and copy pasted the same formula. What I want a single chart now. I don't want a multiple spark lines. I want only one spark line, and that is going to be a column chart, because over here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare the total sales that we have done on individual dates. Now let's start. Again, I have to select the data. Which data will I select? Since I'm only plotting the total sales and I'm trying to compare the total sales of various dates, I'm going to select the total sales data. Go to insert, go to column, select one cell for showing my chart, click OK. So this is the chart type that has appeared. Right? Now if you look at the data again, you will see my dates are 6, 9, 8th and 9th is missing, then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is missing, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is not a continuous data type, date that I have. Now it might mean that 7th, 8th and 9th was a Saturday or Sunday and I did not make any sales, or 14th November is a holiday and hence I did not make any sales. So if I am going to represent this data in terms of this chart, I'm comparing consecutive 2 days sales. Like on 6th versus 7th I made more sales rather than 6th. So if I'm not looking at my dates properly and then looking at the charts, then I might say that every day I'm making a sales and I'm comparing the daily sales. However, based on my dates, there are certain dates where I did not make any sales because my business operations were closed that day. So in order to work properly, what we need to do is make a little bit changes in your charts. So we're going to select the spark line, go back to our spark line tools, design, axis, and in axis we are going to say this axis is date axis type. So once we click on the date axis type, it is going to ask where is the range where I can pick the dates. So we are going to select the column which has dates in it, and once we click OK, automatically the gap appears because the dates are missing, which is a much more better chart for analysis purpose, for comparison purpose. So this is how we're going to work with the missing dates as well. Now when you're working with the spark line, it's not that only in one cell you can have the bars or the lines or the win-loss, and we miss on what we could put in a chart, like a chart title, and put other information in the chart itself. In spark lines, in one particular cell along with your spark lines, you can also have text in it. So I'm going to introduce some text in this particular spark line. Let's say we are going to put sales from Jan to November 2009. As soon as I click OK, see the whatever text I'm writing, it is coming on the top. This particular text you can always select. Let's say I want to change it to a red color. I can select and I can change the color. I can increase or decrease the font size. So all the manipulation of the text formatting you can do. So we can have text along with our charts, and this makes our work little easier, little faster, little better versus creating chart for individual data. So this is all about the spark line. You can always if you missed on something or you want to go back and look at certain things that we have covered in this webinar, you can always go to YouTube and look for this video. And If you have any questions, you can definitely send us emails at info@ivyschool.com. Thank you.